guys, welcome to my English lesson. Now today's LA is to widen my vocabulary and adjectives using a thesaurus. Now we use these quite a lot in school, don't we, a thesaurus? We use these words when, for example, after a big write, or if you finish your writing and I say, right, can you go get a thesaurus? And I want you to think about up-leveling your work and really up-leveling your vocabulary. Now, don't worry, I know that some of you might be thinking, well, I don't have a thesaurus at home. We're going to be using a website to be doing this, so do not worry. Now, what is a synonym? Well, basically, a synonym is another word for something. So, for example, underneath, I have got the word tall. A synonym is each of these, so instead of tall, I could up-level my word to soaring, to giant, to skyscraping, or the towering. The towering mountain stood tall over Pompeii, rather than the tall mountain stood tall over Pompeii. That wouldn't really work because I've got two talls in there, and that's really the more year 3 way of saying it. So instead of having a year 3 adjective, I could put a year 4, one of these really wonderful adjectives in there to little level my work. So today we're going to be creating almost like a spider diagram like we have in the past few days, but we're going to be doing it with our vocabulary and our synonyms. Now, in today's session, I'm going to give you 5 words, and I want you to find lots of better words that you can use in your big write tomorrow. Now, here is an example of a child's work that I actually taught last year. This is going to be on Teams, so that means you can see it as a nice example. And they have used the same 5 words as what I have given you: deserted, isolated, heartbroken, disintegrated, and broken. And they have come up with lots and lots and lots of different words and more year 4 style words. And I want you to use this as your word bank for tomorrow's big write. Right, so I'm now going to move you over to my laptop and I can show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so on the Google Drive, there will be this synonyms worksheet, and underneath there will be 5 words that I would like you to up level. So do not just choose one word and be done with. I want you to choose multiple words that you can up level your writing with. So for example, I'm not going to be using any of these. I am going to be using my own word. So here we have got a link. I want you to click this link and you'll be taken to thesaurus.com. This is just like a normal thesaurus that you would have in school, but this is just online version. If you have your own thesaurus at home, by all means you can use this, but I'm assuming, because even I don't have a thesaurus at home, you can just use this. So my example word, just like on the iPad, I'm going to use tall. So at the top, where it says synonyms, I can click tall and just click enter. And this will then come up with some other words for the word tall. You can see I've got all of these. So the red ones are most relevant. Going down to the orange are quite relevant. Going to the yellow, which the thesaurus.com think that aren't that relevant. So I can then look and choose some words that I really like. Now it's really important to think, well, not all the words are actually relevant, and some of them I might not even understand. For example, beanstalk. The beanstalk mountain stood tall over Pompeii. I'm not really sure that one would work, so you've got to be quite careful when you're choosing your words. But I really like the word big, great. But again, big, it's not really that much of an up-leveling. I really like this word soaring, or the word towering, or even giant, sizable, sky high, skyscraping, high reaching. These are some wonderful words that you might want to use. So from here, I can then, onto my piece of paper, just like a spider diagram that I showed you before, I could begin to write some of these words. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so on my piece of paper, I've got the word tall. Then I can go off and click and just say soaring. I like the word skyscraping. from here, I might even like to think, oh, well, what is another word for soaring? So I could go back to the website and then I could even just click on for soaring. If I click this word, it will then come up with some other words for soaring. So the steep, the elevated. So I might go back to my piece of paper and I can go off of soaring and do elevated. And again, I'm just going to keep on adding words to this, to my piece of paper, and really using these words, thinking, oh, that's a different word that I could use for big, for tall, for soaring, all of these different words. So then all for tomorrow, when we do our big write, I can then use these words to really up level my. So guys, with these 5 words, I would like you to do just what I've done with the word tall, and do a spider diagram and think of some different words or some up-leveled words of deserted, heartbroken, disintegrated, broken, and isolated. And I want to see some of these words in your big write tomorrow as well. I look forward to seeing your work, guys.